All right, guys, Gabe Sakala here. I'm about to head out to some showings for the weekend, and I wanted to share my 9-step blueprint to becoming a pro at showing houses and establishing yourself as the expert for every single one of your clients from the get-go. This is the 9-step approach that I have personally developed and that I use in every single one of my showings. Before I established this, I regularly noticed clients would question my value consistently, and I would have to continually prove my worth to them. Ever since I employed this strategy, I no longer have that. Clients don't question my value, they know my value, and they know the amount that I'm going to help them throughout the transaction simply because I am showing them that I am the expert from the get-go. So these are my 9 steps. I hope they're helpful. I always establish a goal as to why I'm showing this house in the first place. Most of the time, I would assume people think the goal of showing a house is because you want to sell that house. You want to convince the client that this is the perfect house for them. Turn on the lights, make it look good, bright, and talk about the positives. This is not the goal for me. I actually go into every single showing thinking that the client is not going to offer on this house. In fact, I already have it set up in my head. That is not going to be the case because 99% of the time it's not. Occasionally, you will get a client who will offer on a house first visit and first house occasionally, but most of the time that's not going to be the case. So if the vast majority of your showings are not going to result in a closing for the first showing for your client, what would be the point of viewing that as your goal? Having thought about that, I no longer look at that as the goal. I view it as an opportunity to build trust and secure the relationship that we have. This is my chance to show them I am going to provide them the most value. I'm going to be the best asset for them moving forward. It's all about creating an amazing experience for the client. So in a nutshell, the goal for me is to establish the relationship, build trust, and show them I'm the absolute expert by providing value from the start of the showing to the very end of it and beyond. Now that we have a goal established for the showing, we need to set up the showing accordingly by confirming the appointment with the client. I like to confirm the appointment at least 2 to 3 times for every single showing to make sure that they are not going to feel like they are left in the wind. Once we hang up the phone or text and we confirm that there's going to be an appointment and the inquiry has been made, I then text them and say, hey, confirming that this is our appointment at this time, this location, and I look forward to seeing you soon. That's my first confirmation. If the showing is that day, I will then send my second confirmation on the way to that showing, wishing them safe travels and that I'm excited to see them. If the showing is the next day or beyond that, I will send the second confirmation the night before saying I'm excited to see them tomorrow, and then I will do my third follow-up on the way to the tour so that they know I'm going to be there. I see really good success with this. Clients don't like to be left in the dark, and this makes sure that they 100% know you're going to attend. Also, I do not get stood up at showings anymore. I haven't gotten stood up in over a year, and I credit it to this confirmation strategy. If you only confirm the appointment and plan to meet them there 2-3 days later, there's a good chance that something came up in their life that might have impacted their ability to go to the tour. So if they can't go and you're not confirming, I can guarantee you they are not going to text you to cancel the appointment. They're just going to let it go. You're going to end up at the showing by yourself. That's happened to me plenty of times. And so I would say confirm 2 to 3 times before your tour and employ this strategy to not only give the client assurance that you're going to be there, but to eliminate being stood up at showings. The third pillar is to collect all of the data into a tablet or a phone that you need for the showing. What I do is I screenshot all of the information and put it on this iPad. So I have a showing at this house right here. So I have the MLS sheet pulled up, the tax information and the history, and then I have the parcel so you can see a brief map, and then the entire property disclosure and the survey. I put all of this information on my iPad and I can swipe through it so that if they have any questions, I have it right there and don't have to wait for the internet in the event that there's not good connection. Number 4 is along the same lines, but this is print out and bring information that showcases your company's or your track record, has information on the property, and has your card. Print out the MLS sheet folder or some kind of packet to showcase your team's success record if you don't feel confident in your own. If you do feel confident in your own, create a sheet that shows some of your information and can tell a story. I will show you mine right here. This is an example, I'll put it on the screen, of what I created after about a year, and I felt confident enough to have my own sheet. Just looking at the time, I have to leave in 9 minutes. I'm probably going to have to film the rest of this when driving at some point, so bear with me. All three of those things, either a packet or a page for yourself or team's information, the MLS sheet, and then your card stapled to it or glued to it or, taped to it, whatever you want to do. Just put it all together so that they can have information. The fifth pillar is very obvious. It is simply be on time. This is a great way to build easy rapport with your clients. It shows you're attentive to them and your schedule. You are going to be dependable. And if they need you to write up a contract, get them information, you're going to be there, you're going to be able to do it, and you're going to do it in a timely fashion. Being on time says a lot about you, so don't overlook this, even though it's a very easy strategy. Always plan ahead so that you have ample time with your clients before, so that when you show up to your new client, you're on time, you're dressed nicely, you're ready, you're positive, and they are excited to see you. The sixth pillar is the first impression. This is quite literally the most important piece of the entire thing. This is before you even do the showing. It's when you meet them, you greet them. You want to be positive, upbeat, and you want to make sure that they feel confident in you from the moment you meet. A first impression goes a long way. They're not going to forget it, so this is extremely important. Shake their hand, remember their names, ask them about their day, be kind, and be refreshing. You are part of the experience, and the first impression, if it's negative, their experience in the home is most likely going to be negative. So make them happy, make them feel welcome, and do not rush them. Once that impression has been made, turn on the main lights so that they can see in the house, of course. Don't be a ghost. Follow them around, but not too closely. This leads me to pillar number 7, which is to discover the motive and set up the next step. As you're asking questions, your goal is to find out exactly what they want to accomplish. Do they have to move for work? Is it a divorce? Is there a death in the family? Is there an aging relative that they need to be close to? All of these reasons are very impactful for people's decisions. So if you can find out their motive before you leave, you can set them up with next steps. I always say, are you looking to pay cash? Are you looking to finance? And if they say finance, offer to set them up with your lender. If they're not ready to explore financing, this is a good indicator that they need to be softened up a little bit more, or they need to be convinced that there is something out there. It's your job to make them comfortable enough to get to that next step. And sometimes that can take 3 months, 6 months, 2 years. Sometimes it's a week, and sometimes it's 2 days. Find out this timeline and make it happen. On the other hand, if they say, yeah, I'm ready to explore financing, let's do it, then you set them up with your lender, and that is the next step. I'm going to set you up with my lender. I'm going to send a 3-way text. They're going to call you, and you're going to discuss with them your finances. They'll send you the application. We'll get a value, and that'll give us an idea of where we can go from here. And I do have to leave. I'm going to do my best to drive while thinking about this. If they're not ready to explore financing or offer on this home, set them up on a search and send them a couple homes that are going to work for them. Always set up that next step. That is the most important thing. Now the showing is over, and there are 2 final steps to every single tour. Number 8 is jot down detailed notes. One thing I always try to do is remember every single client's name and all of their family members. I write them down in my notes and what affiliation they are to the buyer. If it's the mom, daughter, brother, husband, cousin, whatever it is. I've had a group of 8 people come in for one person that's buying. It legitimately goes a long way for the clients. Everybody remembers the time that their agent remembered their name. That's how touching of somebody to remember my name. So jot down details of their names, their motives, their incentives, what they liked about the home, what they didn't. And the final step to being the best showing agent on the planet is very simple, but it's hard to do and most people don't. Uphold your word and do what you say you're going to do. It's as simple as that. Like I touched on last video, every plumber, electrician, all these people that I call, these vendors, it's like none of them want any of my business. Nobody responds. Nobody does what they say they're going to do. You have to be the exception because most agents are the exact same thing. They attend to their schedules and that's it. Your word is as good as the first time it's tested. It takes a lifetime to build up trust, And it takes one moment to blow all of that trust. It's like basic human things. Just be a good person and do what you say you're going to do. Those are the 9 pillars of being the best showing agent on the planet. I hope this was helpful. This is the strategy that I've employed. I've become the highest producing buyer's agent in my team with this strategy. But as long as you make sure that you are just providing value and you keep providing value at the core of your foundation, you will succeed in real estate. So sorry I got cut off. I was just trying to focus on my showings. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video is helpful to you. If you do have any comments or questions, leave them in the comment section. Drop a like if you think this was helpful. And I look forward to hearing if you employ any of these strategies, if they help you in real estate. Thank you so much. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.